Ever. So,
ever.
how you would do this in real life is you would get down out to the bench, which I will demonstrate.
Ever.
Gladly for YouTube. First thing you do is you walk your scapulae towards your butt. This arches your back, and you don't have a crazy arch, just a little bit. As you walk them, that also walks them in. It's gonna take a couple walks, really tuck them in there. And then you grab the bar. Notice the bar is gonna lay pretty low. If you reach up, you lose all of
Yo,
that
what the
shit.
fuck is going on?
Set the bar low. Grab the shit. Hopefully you can get a spotter to help you.
Hello?
Push the bar over to the position, and then sometimes, especially if you're doing higher repetitions, what you want to do is tuck it again a little bit to reinforce that pattern. As the bar descends, you keep your chest stuck way in the air. Way in the air. And while I'm down here, let's just knock out tip number 2. So tip 1 is arch and retract. Tip number 2 is to take a pause at the chest. Especially with slow eccentric control. A pause at the chest to make sure you really milk out the unbelievable amount of tension through your stretched pecs. That will help you grow a ton. So you hear your chest start out, you bring down just to around your nipple line, pause, heel over, chest still here, everything stretched, this will not feel good. This pause does not feel like a rest. It feels like, holy shit, my pecs are gonna blow up, and then press to a full lockout. Chest up and pause, then press. As you do more reps, you'll get tempted to collapse and cave over. So remind yourself to keep your scapulae tucked, reach your pecs out to touch,
Dude, 13 alliance players.
Pause. It's like that.
13 alliance players, man. Fuck. $280 on the herbalism. Let's go.
Relax. Later.
Later, be seeing you.
Time is money, friend.
You need something?
Quest log is full. I'll abandon this. Probably need to abandon that
How
too.
are you?
Lots of quests today in good old Tanaris. Oh, that's the guy I killed so much yesterday. Shit.
But smells red rat.
Let's get this party started.
It's still recharging.
That's a lot of alliance. I have a feeling they're gonna gank me. Just a hunch. Oh boy. Can't wait to get ganked. Dude, there's so... Bro, like what the fuck, dog? There's so many alliance. Compared to Horde. It's fucking insane.
I can't pass that yet. It's still recharging.
Trance.
Counterclockwise patterns to this path will help you find him faster. He walks with 2 stealth guards with him.
That smell isn't ready yet.
hell?
I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. It's still charging.
Never
Can't
felt
cast that yet. My mana is low.
let's listen.
That spell isn't ready yet. It's still recharging. I don't have time. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet.
Let's get this party started.
My mana is low. That spell isn't ready yet. It's still recharging. Can't cast that yet. I need a target. It's still recharging. I don't have a target. I can't cast that yet. It's too far away.
Never felt so.
That spell isn't ready yet. It's still recharging.
Let's get this party started.
Yet. That spell isn't ready yet. I need a target. That spell isn't ready
Never
yet.
felt so.
I don't know. Charging.
Let's get this party started.
I need a That spell isn't ready yet. I don't know. I'm in range. I can't pass that
Never
yet.
felt so.
I need to get closer. That spell isn't ready yet. It's still recharging. I don't have a target. I can't pass that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. Hello. Drumcar. That spell isn't ready yet.
You're so lucky there's 50 million of you guys out here. If I kill one of you, I'm never gonna not be able to quest. Need to do some dungeons today.
It's too far away. It's still recharging.
Shadow trance.
I'm in range. I can't pass that yet. It's still recharging. I need a target.
Shadow trance. Shadow trance.
I don't have a target.
Shadow trance.
It's still recharging. I can't cast that yet.
Dude, really?
It's too far away. It's still recharging. I can't cast that yet.
Yes. This is gonna be fucking flooded with mages. Oh boy, here we go. Flooded, my boy. Bro, look at the alliance. There's so many of them. It's crazy. I am mage. Terminal hate. Claire ice. Fuck. More alliance, dude. What? More alliance. All but all alliance. This guy's gonna attack me. He's too horny.
I can't do that.
Good old Ravenger.
Recharging. That spell is ready. I can't cast that yet. It's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. It's still recharging. Watch it! That spell isn't ready yet. That spell isn't ready yet. On your guard! I can't cast that. I need mana. I need mana. spell isn't ready yet.
Shadow trance.
I need a target. That spell isn't ready yet. I don't know. It's still recharging. I need a target.
Actually, never been in here before. Interesting. I have never seen this much, dude.
I'm out of range. I can't cast that yet. It's still recharging. Incoming. I need a target. On your guard.
Let's get this party
I
started.
can't cast that yet. It's still recharging. Watch it! Run!
Never never
That
felt so.
spell isn't ready yet.
Let's get this
That spell isn't ready yet. I need a target. It's locked. I don't have a target. It's still recharging. Incoming.
Shadow trance.
I need a target. That spell isn't ready yet. Watch it! I don't have a target.
Let's get this party started.
I can't cast that yet.
Dude, the amount there's this is fucking insane, man. Actually kind of crazy.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Am I bugging you? I'm not touching you. There.
Fucking dipshit.
Never felt so good.
Charging. I can't cast that yet. On your guard.
Let's go.
That spell isn't ready yet. Incoming.
Never felt so good.
Watch it. I need to target. Run.
Now I'm talking.
It's still recharging.
Homie, you're gonna die.
That spell isn't ready yet. It's still recharging. On your guard! That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet.
Didn't take long.
Charging. Retreat! That spell isn't ready yet. Run. I can't pass that yet.
You're in trouble now.
How's he able to fucking attack me through the wall?
It's too far away.
Take this
It's
hard
still
stuff.
recharging.
Oh, they finally fixed this?
I need to get closer. That spell isn't ready yet.
Shadow trance.
recharging. I need a target. That spell isn't ready yet.
Never felt so
It's too far away. I'm out of range. I don't have a target. I can't cast that yet. It's still recharging. I need a target. It's too far away. I
Let's
can't
get this
cast
party
that yet.
started.
I don't have a target. That spell isn't ready yet. Target.
surface.
I don't have time.
Couldn't resist, could you?
I'm on range. I'm still recharging. I can't cast that yet. I need a target. I don't have a target.
Let's get this party
That spell isn't ready yet. I'm still recharging. Watch it! I can't cast that yet. My mana is low. Target. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet.
Never felt so good.
Shadow trance.
I need a target. Installing and charging. Incoming. That spell isn't ready yet. Run!
This is so fucking ridiculous. I have 500 gold.
I need to get closer.
Let's
I can't cast that yet. It's still recharging.
Just made this jump. I just made this jump. I can't do it anymore. Jesus.
Cast that yet. It's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet.
Never felt so good.
I can't cast that yet. It's too far away. Aid me. I don't have a target.
The fuck can I not loot any of this shit, man? Alright, you're not working together with me anyways.
Never
That spell isn't ready yet. I don't have a target.
Trance.
I can't cast that yet.
His heart is stolen.
I need a target. It's still recharging.
Thank God. Holy fuck.
Hey! We may have been suffering a drought, but there's no shortage of meat. Care to browse my goods? Have a good one. What's up?
Top-notch work, adventurer. Top-notch. You've thinned down the nomad population to a point where we can actually take the fight to them. If you haven't already, talk to Spigot operator Luglunket here. He gives a bounty on any of the Waste Wander water pouches you may have run across while bringing those nomads to justice. Finally, justice is served. You have struck a mighty blow against these vile nomads. With Scorpid Sting's demise, this might be just the thing to finally push those squatters off of Gadgetson's water wells. By the authority of the Gadgetson Water Company, I gladly award you with this bounty. You've done a great service for us all. Sergeant Bly stole from me. He said he'd only borrow it, but he stole my cherished Divinomatic rod. Without that rod, how will I know where to dig new water holes? Find Bly and bring me my rod. I heard he led his band of ill-reputed adventurers to go treasure hunting in Zul'Farrak to the west. I bet you'll find him there. Let's hope the trolls took care of him, because if you have to fight him for the rod, then you're in for a serious fight.
I know. I'm out here in the middle of nowhere. My home is actually in Ratchet, but after crashing my Zeppelin here, I thought I might as well start the research I came here to do.
Wait, what? Fucking whatever, man.
spell isn't ready yet.
Shadow trance.
What the fuck?
I can't cast that yet. It's too dark. I'm still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I don't have time. I can't cast that yet.
Never felt so.
Charging. That spell isn't ready yet. I'm still recharging. Cast that yet.
Let's get this nice.
That spell isn't ready yet. I'm in rage and still recharging.
Shadow trance.
I need time. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. I don't have I can't cast that yet. I'm in range and still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I need to.
Let's get this party
It's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. It's still recharging. Can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet.
this party started.
I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet.
That broke instantly. Holy shit. Are you kidding me? You keep killing, buddy. I'm gonna wait for this guy to spawn. Oh, there he is.
It's too far. It's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I need a target.
I fucking hate Tanaris. Ugh. The 40s suck. 40 to 50 sucks. I might just grind, like, dude, I might just grind dungeons. I almost would rather grind dungeons. Or AoE grind or something. I can't AoE grind on this guy, but...
There's the hardest style.
Shadow trance.
Bro, you get one at a time? So troll. And now I have to deal with these fucking mobs.
It's still recharging. I can't cast them yet.
Let's get this party started.
It's still recharging. I don't know. I need a target.
It's on the outside wall.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Really?
I don't have a time. It's too far away. I can't cast that yet. I need a target.
Dude, Death Coil does a lot of damage. What the fuck?
It's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I don't have a target.
Ugh. Stay right there, bitch. You too. And then it's gonna have me walk this turtle all the way across. I already know. I already fucking know. Oh shit.
Can't put that there. Can't put that there.
Can't put that where? Oh, it's trying to put that.
I can't put that there. I can't put that there.
Alright, whatever. I don't know why.
It's not ready yet. That spell isn't ready yet. Can't put that there. I don't know.
I have to pee. Ugh.
Hey. Hello.
Never.
I can't guess that yet.
critted.
That spell isn't ready yet. Charging. I don't know. I need it.
That was a fucking close one.
Boys, if you're single, you
Charging. I'm out of range. I don't have a time. I can't cast that yet.
Bro.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Whatever, dude. Damn it. Tuga. The fuck's Tuga?
That spell isn't ready yet.
Just need 2 more and then I gotta do Tuga. Which I haven't even seen this bitch.
your ability, even after recording. Okay, so why is it? What is up? It's your boy Dragon Street Vibe, BB Pro, and telling is welcome back to the episode of Train with Me. Today I'm going to show you guys an exercise you've probably seen me do already with Dr. Mike. It's a variation of the front raise. Now, before we get started, remember, primarily, I'm going to coach you guys very basic stuff. And I'm always going to stay through the basics. My job is to get you guys to master the basics before we move on to some extra fun stuff. Right? So as of right now, by now, hopefully by now, most of you guys who are watching, I've nailed some of the basic stuff down. So today I'm going to bring you guys a hybrid front raise that will set your shoulder on fire. So look for the new guys, keep an eye on the screen, ears, moves, ears, listeners. So, stay with the video, I'm pretty sure I can up with the quote that you'll hear me doing it, right? It's super duper hard. What I like this exercise is that it's multi-purpose. It's multi-purpose. Multifunctional. It's got multiple purposes, right? So if we're doing a front raise normally, right? If we're, we have the cable stay down like this. And for the most part, when people do front raises with the cable, they'll probably most likely do it like this. So much damn weight on this thing. So you usually come here like this and they'll do a front raise like this, which is fine. You're in there, you kind of get back to the nuts. You're doing it, right? So you can just back a little bit, right? So I will touch upon this one, but this is a good exercise to do, right? Now, this is primarily going to be 100%. Well, like this. I'm trying to hold this like this and talk at the same time. Right, let's put it down. When we're doing front raises like this, it is very much so down, front down, right? You're going to get some side up a little bit, not anywhere near as much as the front delt in this position, right? The cool thing about doing it the other way is that we continue the movement from here where we're like, ooh, this hurts. And then we still gotta pull because there's still tension, there's still tension, there's still tension. And now my rear delts and my side delts are working as well. And you guys have probably seen some people do front raises, or actually all sorts of front raises with the dumbbells. From here, boom. The problem with doing dumbbells is that there's a point where the dumbbells aren't doing anything anymore. They're just kind of sitting there. Doing them with the cable and how you set it up is going to give you constant tension throughout the entire lift. And that's what we want to do primarily when we're doing any type of cable movement or cable exercise. Is we want to utilize the benefits of having a machine that's going to keep constant tension on the muscle the entire time, but that will only happen by how you set this thing up. If we want this hybrid movement to actually make sense, we need to put it at a place where it's high enough that we're keeping constant tension on the muscle through the entire movement. So again, when it comes to this one, this isn't something that we're going to load up at all. This is a constant loading up any exercise. Again, we want to make sure that we're using a weight that you can control the contractions throughout the entire lift. We don't want momentum. We want a bunch of body English and throwing our hips in front and almost initiative. Let's not be meathead. Let's train smart and train hard. So when we're doing this, you've probably seen me this before. There's not a lot of movements. But again, when I'm doing this, I don't want to also be like down here because right now it's like there's nothing happening here at all. Right? I want to make sure there's some tension on this. So I'm gonna raise up a bit. So when I start, because I get tension right from here. The closer I get, no tension, right? So if you look at my shoulder, I'm relaxed, and I start moving out. This is my dark side of the right? So you have someone next one, right? You want to say, let me club, dog. Like, we got VIP. I know Jimmy inside. He's the owner. So he's the owner more. He can work here. Shoot. And then he's like, damn. And then the bouncer comes out and he's like, hey man, come on in. And you see that? See my delt? It's already active. I do it again. Oh shoot, the delt's even doing more. Why? Because not necessarily needing the cable to do that. If I just do this, there's already gravity. Not much, but there's already tension from me just holding my hand this way. So we want to be in a starting position where we're here. So while we do that position, we walk out a bit and bam, we're right here. Now, again, we want to be shoulders apart, remember, from the ground up, floor to core. Planted here, butt's going to be back a little bit, hands going to be on top of the bar. Fist, wrist, and elbow will be straight. And we're going to be in a very similar position as if we were doing a straight arm pull down. elbows are gonna be out to the side a little bit. Not fully like this where we're pitching the shit out of our shoulders, but just enough to make sure that elbows stay this way on the outside and nice and straight. Now, the same thing as if I took my hand off of this and did a lateral raise. Yeah, look at that. It's the same thing, right? What do you think? Same thing. Now, back to the cable. The hands on the bar. I'm gonna grab as far outside as I can. Now, if you have a wider bar and you got a wider clavicles, great, do that. But if you don't, you have this, get as far as you can to the outside here. Just walk yourself back, feet are on the ground, hips it back a little bit, coordinate the chest up. And then I'm going to pull this thing up all the way to here. And then from here, I'm gonna slow it down, control it down, and let it go all the way. And you see my delts are still engaged. You see I'm still active from here. Deep breath in. Control down. Now, when we do this, we don't want to hit it up like this. We want no momentum. We also want to be fast with it too. So I want you to be powerful and quick with this, but under control. So it's going to be an explosion from here. Up, and then controlling it down. 2, 3. Back up. 1, 3. Down. No momentum. From a dead stop. Top. 1, 2, 3. And again, we want to make sure we're back far enough, we're hinged enough, so when we get to the top of this thing isn't smacking me in the face. So here, there's constant tension. Here, at the very top of this, there's tension because this thing is consistently pulling me down this way. So even though I'm at the top of the lift from here, if I had dumbbells, not much is going to be happening, but since the weight is pulling me down this way, there's still tension coming from here all the way down, and even after the rest of the position, there's no stress going on, this is pretty good. So again, guys, you want to blast, play your shoulders, and you want to, or chest, you want to have one shoulder opening that's going to like dominate the entire shoulder. This is it. Find a way that you can control. We're going to go 10 to 15 controlled reps. And you're going to eventually fail at 10. And once you cannot get the weight up, we're done. So basically, we're aiming for 10 to 15 reps. Once your rep can no longer come from here with control, and you're right,
Ah.
and you're twisting now, but it's amazing. And you're like,
Alright, Tugo, where the fuck are you at? Just keep grinding enemies around this area till you find them. I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, there he is. I'm gonna run into that fucking druid again. He's gonna try to fucking kill me when I'm doing this quest. 100%. Let's go, Tuga. Oh my god, I'm gonna pull. Oh, got lucky on that one. I think I dodged that druid bitch. After we turn in all these quests, we need to go try to do that Shadowweave quest. Let's go, Tuga. The pressure.
Talk to me.
Perfect! These ornaments are perfect for my studies. Thanks so much for the help, adventurer. Oh, can I get my helmet back?
Daenerys is a fucking dog shit place to farm herbs. And 16 levels away though from being max on herbalism. Which is gonna help fund a few things. My mount and what else? Oh my god, please don't be in. I'm thirsty.
Drum car.
He's backpedaling. Yeah, how the fuck did you get across the entire desert by yourself, bitch? $5,900 EXP.
Yo! Ah, Andre's
3,900.
head. So I guess he'll make his trial after all. Much
4,800,
appreciated, adventurer.
3,900.
Now, if you'll just sign here,
So I
I can
guess-
issue you payment for services rendered. Don't worry
Guess
about
it
the
was
small
worth.
print. It's harmless, and I don't think there's a magnifying glass small enough to read it anyway. Oh my! This looks to be a list of ship departures and arrivals with accurate dates and times and everything. If the captain of a pirate ship got his hands on this, he could have himself a field day. You say you got this from a pirate? Well, that's disturbing news. Thank you, adventurer. I'm glad you took it from him, and I'm glad that pirate's eating dirt right now.
Adventurer, you are
Damn
the
right.
man. I'm sure that the cartel will ease up on me now that you've dealt with those South Sea scum. Let's see, what can I give you as a reward? How about a little coin and you choose from one of these for your trouble?
Great. Thanks for the shipment. Now McKinley and I can finally settle our wages.
Alright, we're about to be 48.
Oh, you're a darling, even if it did take you longer than I am accustomed to. This shipment should make me quite a bit of money once I've cleaned and personalized these hats. And seeing as I'm always willing to reward work that's well done, here's a little something for you. I suggest that you spend some of it on a bath, sweetie.
Oh, wonderful.
Siphon
Give it
live,
here. Let me
finish.
drink it.
Marin's a good guy, don't get me wrong. Just a little eccentric, I'd say. And of course, he needs my help yet again.
Good work! I'll start my analysis on these now. I can tell you right from the start, though. These are nothing like any insect form I have ever seen. It's almost as if these bugs are being controlled by an outside force or something. You need to go talk to Fizzledowser right away. Apparently there is an emergency
Yeah, no
that he
God.
needs your help with on the double. I'm not sure, but I think it involves more of the bugs in the
4,700.
Tanaris Desert. They're that big, I might have to rethink my plan. But you did hold up your end of the bargain, so here's what I promised.
I'm so glad you were able to do this for me, adventurer. Thanks for your help.
Oh my god, that's so far. Before we do that, now that we're 48, where would I like to fly to? Well, we might as well go to Org. We have to do multiple things here.
Where would you like to fly to? Go for
Got a small chest? Don't worry, because mine was too. In fact, over the last 6 months, I went from an A cup to a solid C with just minor tweaks in my form. For example, I'm sure you've heard people say, including myself, that the best way to press is with your elbows at 45 degrees. I now think this is 100% incorrect, and the reason my chest didn't grow. What? Also, if you're someone whose anterior delts constantly jump in, it isn't because your delts are so dominant. They probably suck too. It's actually a postural issue that you can quickly fix. To help understand exactly what you've been doing wrong, we need to look at the anatomy of the pec itself. Now, we've previously gone over the sternocostal head, and based upon cadaver studies, there's actually 7 functional segments, but that's not what I want you to focus on today. The biggest aha moment comes when you start to study how it inserts into the crest of the greater tubercle of the humerus. Right there. I've heard people say that a muscle contracts from the insertion to the origin, but that's incorrect because the myosin and actin throughout the muscle all contract simultaneously, and what determines what moves is based upon what's fixed. Your sternum and your clavicle aren't going anywhere. The only thing that's going to move is the insertion. Now, interestingly, the 2 major heads of your pec actually contradict each other. Based upon fiber orientation, your clavicular head causes your arm to raise, while your sternocostal head causes it to lower. Now, in reality, they're not gonna work independently like that. I mean, yes, you can raise your arm and feel that your upper chest is contracted and actually still be able to jiggle your lower chest like it's an udder, but in most cases, they're gonna fire as one, and when they do, they create 2 completely separate actions. The first one being adduction of your arm, the second one internally rotating your humerus. And I'm sure you're sitting there thinking, wow, thank you for wasting my time with a basic anatomy lesson. But it was critical I explained those things because the moment I fully understood those 2 actions, as well as exactly where the pec inserted, was the moment I realized how badly I was screwing up my chest training. You see, for years, I thought the best way to train your chest was with your elbows at 45 degrees, because I've seen several case studies showing that gets the least amount of delt activation, and hell, I even bought EMG devices myself to test it, and yeah, that's the case, but my chest continued to suck. What I found out is that when you focus your training on trying to limit delt activation during your pressing movements, you end up putting less stress on your pec. And that's bad. And if you are somebody whose anterior delts constantly jump in, it's more of a sign of poor transverse thoracic mobility. And by the end of this video, we will fix that issue, I guarantee it. Started to go macho man there. Ooh, the cream will rise to the top. I was neglecting the most important part of any pressing movement. And that is the goal of any press is to create distance from the origin to the insertion and then contract it. At its best, a pressing movement is the safest and most effective way to overload the pec through a full range of motion and target specific sections based upon the angle at which you contract. Which means that if your biomechanics are in check and you have no structural limitations, then you should be looking to do the opposite of the primary action of the pec as you descend into the eccentric of a press, which again were adduction of your arm and internally rotating your humerus. Let's say I set up to do a press. Remember, the goal is to create distance from the origin to the insertion. If I set up at 45 degrees, you can see I'm not lengthening the muscle as much as I could based upon where it inserts. Hold on, let me get somebody else's boobs to help me explain. Yes, at 45 degrees, there's a deep stretch, but not in comparison. You can even see with Kate's 800cc bags of sand that there's a clear difference between here and a fully abducted arm. Also remember, one of the main things your pec wants to do is adduct. So why would we put it in a position that makes it easier for adduction? We should be trying to do the opposite. We should actually put it into abduction to create length. Now, I'm not saying you should try to force your elbows to your ears when you go into the eccentric of a press, because that will create an impingement. But what I'm saying is that everybody's form goes through this natural progression. When everyone first starts out training, their form always looks the same. Doesn't matter if they're doing push-ups or presses, their elbows flare out to 90 degrees. That form is obviously horrible for your shoulders. At that angle, the glenohumeral head will jam into your acromion, and it's only a matter of time before it turns those rotator cuff muscles into And after you injure your shoulder enough times, you learn you should be keeping your elbow anywhere from 45 to 70 degrees to avoid any impingement. But if you're anything like me and you have genetically gifted triceps and a dog shit chest, it doesn't grow. Until one day you wake up and realize that maybe it's not such a bad thing, that much like my prick, the path that my elbows follow has a little curve to it. I've said too much. That means that if you do these correctly, you're going to be able to get the best of both worlds. By lowering the weight with your elbow started out at 45 degrees, you now minimize the risk of any potential impingement. And once you've cleared your acromion, you can abduct your arm even further, increasing the length and stretch on your pec muscle. Good job, bud. And not to beat a dead hooker, but I know some people are going to say, actually, the 45 degrees is a deep enough stretch for me, and it puts it on the perfect angle to hit those clavicular fibers. Two issues with that. The first one being, I'm sure you've been training like this for I don't know how many years. Is your upper chest overdeveloped yet? Probably not, because I don't think that's the most effective way to actually target those fibers. More on that later. The second issue being is this position for most people will cause their shoulders to tip forward and further internally rotate, causing those delts to jump in. That's not what we want. The next obvious question is, how do I know when it's safe to abduct or elevate my arm as I'm descending? It's a great question. The cool thing about making changes based upon anatomy is you can check your own biomechanics and see what works best for you. For example, if I put my arm up at 90 degrees and start to descend, I can feel the impingement happen about 2/3 of the way down. That lets me know that the abduction I'm doing should come in the last third of the movement, once I've already cleared that impingement. The next obvious question is, how much should your elbows abduct? To what degree? If you started at 45 degrees, where should they end up? The politically correct answer would be 70, but that's not what I do. As I approach the bottom, I really exaggerate the abduction because at that point there's no rotational force, so I'm not worried about any shearing, and it's almost like a side lateral because even if you do hit those neighbors above you, which is your rotator cuff muscles touching the acromion, it is just like a side lateral. It happens all the time, not a big deal. As long as you're not twisting and shearing, you're not going to create more shaved ice. One critical thing is you do have to make sure you maintain the same path. The one you went down on the eccentric is the same as the concentric. Otherwise, you will scratch some shit on the way out. I know for a lot of people, seeing the slight abduction of the arm isn't going to give you an aha moment. It's something you have to experience. The only thing I can relate it to is, you know, when you're training biceps and you get that horrible debilitating pump, you can barely move it, and that's what stops you from training. That's what I've been able to develop with my chest by learning that simple movement with my elbow to really increase the stretch. Now I get those debilitating pumps and that mind muscle connection with my tits. Now we can't technically do the opposite of the second major action of the pec, which again was internally rotating your humerus. We're not going to be able to externally rotate it. That would create one awful looking press. But what we can do is engage our lower traps and our rhomboids to create additional length, but instead of horizontally this time, it's now going to be vertically. By pulling your shoulders back and down, it ensures that your chest is the prime mover. But this is key. There's two things I want you to look out for. The first one being, don't lock your shoulders into place. I grew up playing football, and I remember coaches drilling in your head, lock your shoulders in so you could bench press 135 2 whole times, because in high school you were a puss. It's natural to have shoulder movement. How else do you think you're going to shorten the distance from your insertion to your origin if your shoulders are pinned all the way back? You fucking can't. The second being, do not arch your back. These benches are flat for a reason, because it targets a specific area of fibers based upon the angle of the bench. When you arch, you're targeting the wrong fibers. If you're on a flat bench press, you're now going decline. And I say this from experience because up until a couple months ago, I used to lock myself into place, arch my back, and screw everything up. So let me walk you through how I set up every single press. The first thing I do is pull my shoulders back and down. But again, they're not locked into place. Pretend like you're 6 years old again and you got your Nintendo backpack on that looks like a Game Boy and you got a shitload of books in it. It's heavy, but you're not locked so much that you're trying to crack the top of your ass. From doing that, you're gonna inevitably get a slight arch. So when I lay back, I'm gonna try to push my belly button to the pad, flatten everything out, and now I'm ready to press. For a lot of people, the biggest problem they're gonna run into is being unable to pull those shoulders back. That's why Donnie Thompson's bow tie is such a great invention, but it's a tool, it's not a crutch, and not easy to get out of. It comes back to what I mentioned before, having poor transverse thoracic mobility. Now there's a couple ways you can self-identify if you have this problem. The first one being kinesthetic. If every time you train your chest, you feel it in your anterior delts, you probably can't create enough distance vertically to be able to bring your shoulders back and lead and take the load on your chest. The second test is whether or not you have pain. If one of your rhomboids feels like it constantly has a knife sticking out of it, I can pretty much pinpoint what you did. Over the course of your life, you determine that one side's better to tug with than the other, and you do it 2 to 3 times per day with a death grip, because who wants to use 2 fingers? That's just sad and lonely. But what it's done is cause that rhomboid to overstretch, overlengthen, and then spasm to try to protect itself, which causes the other side to overcompensate and shorten even more, which creates even more restriction to transverse thoracic plane. But don't worry, we're gonna fix it right now. The last test is partially a setup for one of the ways we're gonna fix it. You're gonna start out kneeling and put one forearm on the ground. The other hand's gonna go behind your back. This is the side we're testing, and you're gonna see visually with the camera in front of you how much you're able to open up that shoulder. And don't be surprised if one side's more restricted than the other. That's usually the way it works. The side you tug with is usually a little bit easier. The other side overcompensates and is stuck. Congratulations. I'm sure you were able to identify that you're screwed up. I'm gonna run through the 3 exercises I do before every workout, and I do it daily because I used to have rhomboid pain and I'm scared to death of it coming back. But even if you don't, I would do this before every chest workout just to make sure your shoulders are pulled back. I start off kneeling with one forearm on the ground, but my hand's gonna be on my head this time, and I try to create as much movement in that upper back as possible while driving through that forearm that's on the ground. You're gonna feel muscles you've never felt before. They've always been there, you just sucked at training them. 10 reps each side. And then I'm gonna grab a band, wrap it around something, and create distance because I want tension. I'm going to actively engage the serratus anterior by punching forward and then letting it relax and pull me even further. From there, I engage the rhomboid and pull it back. 10 reps on each side, 2 sets. The last one, I'm going to put that band around my shoulder, put my hand behind my back to force internal rotation, and then get distance to create tension. The goal with this one is to allow that band to force you into a deep stretch, and then engage that rhomboid, open up that shoulder, and really work that transverse thoracic mobility, which you've neglected your entire life. I mentioned I was going to tell you my favorite way to hit the upper chest, those clavicular fibers, and I know this is going to stir some shit because I've seen the most progress with this exercise, but the caveat being I had to fix my transverse thoracic mobility first. That way I can lead with my chest. What I do is hop on the Smith machine and actually increase the angle of the bench to make it even steeper. As I go into the negative, I force those shoulders to abduct to really increase the length of that pec, and as I contract up, your elbows will naturally adduct, so you don't really have to think about it, but just make sure you don't keep them flared out the whole time because that won't work. And again, the reason I think this works is we're forcing the chest to lengthen as much as humanly possible. So try it for yourself and see how you like it. Or don't and continue to look like shit. I don't care. As always, programs are linked below. Get after it and get growing.
What are you saying, ABD?
I'm saying add, that's why I gotta make sure I say
Why don't
it.
you say AD deduction?
Because that's
Not your style.
That's what disabled people do.
Disabled people do.
Get the f out. Okay, if there's an exercise that's more of a clown show circus exercise, I've never seen it. This is peak clown work. Hey folks, Dr. Mike here, Renaissance Periodization. I am the creator of the RPI Hypertrophy app and a professor of exercise and sports science at Lehman College in the Bronx in New York City. And I am going to be evaluating Mr. LeBron James's weight training today. I'm not qualified to evaluate his basketball training, but his weight training I will take a look at. Let's see what he's doing right, what he's doing wrong, how he'd get better, and if he's really as bad as the Hollywood stuff. I sure hope not. Let's cue the video. Men's health, not a good sign.
Hi guys, Mike Mancias here.
Mike Mancias, NASM, CES, and PES, athletic trainer and recovery specialist. Let's find out what he knows.
Athletic trainer for LeBron James for the past 16 years.
Okay, so is already a misnomer, I think, because athletic trainer is someone who helps you recover from injuries. They're not folks that are experts in designing programs to make you actively better than you would have otherwise been. That is something a strength and conditioning specialist does. Maybe I'm reading way too much into this. Let's find out what this really is.
Today we're at V-True Gym in Los Angeles, and I want to take you guys through a quick demonstration on...
I like that in one of the shots he's like at eye level with LeBron's asshole. He's like, yo, what up? Yo, what up? Oh. Anyway, how's shit up there?
That includes mobility work, some cardiovascular conditioning, upper body strength training, lower body strength training, and most importantly, some core and recovery techniques.
Okay, we've got mobility work, which can be a thing if there are known mobility deficits diagnosed from sport participation. Potentially that's a thing, though proper weight training should resolve all of those. Cardiovascular work is usually not a wise idea in basketball. Usually you want your basketball playing and your basketball related drills that a sport coach would manage for you to be at least the vast majority of your cardiovascular work. Why in almost all sport do you want most of your cardio to come from practicing the sport and practicing derivative moves from the sport? Is because if you just do cardio with a modality that has nothing to do with sport, like run on a treadmill, it gives you the cardio to be better at basketball or boxing or MMA, but it doesn't give you any of the skills transfer. It doesn't give you any tactics. It doesn't actually make you better at any part of the sport except making your red blood cells, slightly higher in concentration, etc., and making your local musculature a little bit better with buffering metabolites. If you instead do much of your, or most, or maybe all of your cardio inside sport training, for example, in basketball, doing drills, running around in various ways, taking passes, that can really get your heart rate going. It's incredible cardio, but it's also exactly sport specific to the sport of basketball. And it lets you work on skills and tactics that you would in basketball. So it checks a bunch of boxes at the same time.
All right, guys, so the first thing we'll talk about is preparation. Now, preparation doesn't start once you get to the gym, but it starts the night before you get to the gym, and that includes a good night's sleep.
Sleep is important, right on, I agree.
A great dinner.
Great dinner is important. Okay. Just, the nutrition of the day before absolutely potentiates your workout. You sleep well, you eat well the day before, you're going to have an amazing workout the next day, chances are. If you sleep poorly and eat poorly the day before, your workout the next day is not a professional attempt at working out. Which I might add, since LeBron is a professional basketball player, the professional basketball player, this should all be thought through. So it's great that his coach is doing that.
In the morning, we'll have a pre-workout shake on the way to the gym, about half hour before we start our workout.
Pre-workout shake sounds quite good. It can give you plenty of energy and make sure your workout goes well, plenty of hydration.
Once we get to the gym, we'll start with about 8 to 10 minutes of foam rolling.
Okay, so 8-10 minutes of foam rolling. What foam rolling does pretty well is when it hits a certain area, there's a neural modulation effect where your nervous system is typically perceiving that area to be generating some pain and some discomfort. And by foam rolling that area or even another area, you can take the nervous system and kind of desensitize it a little bit. There's nothing physical, mechanical working with foam rolling. People say, breaks down adhesions and really releases your fascia. That's almost certainly not true because we have very good understanding of the kinds of forces required to actually make tissue changes. And they're like 100 times higher than a force the strongest person in the world could exert with a foam roller. Like you could make the fascia change in its conformational structure if you rolled like one of those asphalt rollers over it. And well, if you want to put your leg under an asphalt roller, I suppose it'll really warm you up permanently. But you'll be really ready to be a pancake forever, which is nice.
If LeBron needs it and it makes him feel better, dope. If this is more like sort of a prophylactic thing, prehab thing, which prehab is the stupidest thing in the world, then yeah, then it's not a good idea. Then it's just kitsch, just throwing things.
Fucking nerd.
And now the next exercise that we'll incorporate after our foam rolling is called the Spider-Man exercise.
Spider-Man. Now, truth be told, Scott the Video Guy, how off color can we get here?
I mean, Max can always cut it.
The editor can always get it. Thanks, Max. I was inclined to believe that the Spider-Man is when, you know what I'm saying, this is going to get real as fuck. With the consenting partner, everyone's having fun. You pull out right when you're about to skeet, and you skeet into your own hand, and then he or she or they look up, and you go... All right, if you guys like that, we have an extended cut available for members only, so hit the join button to become a member.
Johnny here's going to demonstrate for us.
Oh, it's a crawl. How pathetic.
The proper technique for a Spider-Man. Great range of motion there. Great hip opener in preparation for activity.
It's not that great of a hip opener. You can open your hips much more if you just sink down into a slow sumo squat and you take your hands and you push your knees open. Squeeze your shoulder blades as your chest nears the floor. And he's like, I don't know who makes up these tips. Oh, there's a dog in this. There's a dog in the left-hand corner. He's kind of chilling. Yeah, insert random nonsense from Men's Health.
After we're done with our hip opener and mobility routine, now we start with a total body cardiovascular warm-up.
Total body cardiovascular warm-up, okay?
One of the machines that I love to use in the gym is called the VersaClimber.
All these guys use a VersaClimber. VersaClimber is very challenging. It is very difficult to do. It'll warm you up really fast. So about 30 seconds to a minute on the VersaClimber at a decent pace is all the warming up that you could need. Let's see what he says about it.
We'll do 3 sets of 30 seconds each, with about 15 to 20 seconds rest in between each set.
Not terrible. Not terrible. Just one of those would be fine, but fine.
All right, so Johnny's now going to demonstrate how to properly execute a VersaClimber technique.
Okay, so he hits the VersaClimber real fast right away. That is backwards. If you're gonna do 3 sets, the first one you should be very lazy with, like literally moving really slow, just to get your body grooving. If you need this kind of warming up. The second set you should do a pretty brisk pace. The third set you should get into it and get a little bit out of breath at the end. Then you'll be really warm and it's safe the whole time. It's a graded warm up. That's the whole thing about warming up. It's gradations. This guy just gets right into the VersaClimber really fast. I don't think he needs to warm up if he's ready to just go. All right, strength training, finally.
One of our favorite exercises to do for upper body core conditioning and strength.
Again, upper body core conditioning, which I really don't know what that means. That's 3 words thrown together and I don't know how they link. And I'm a professor. I wonder what he knows that I don't. Let's find out.
It's called the inverted row.
The inverted row is one of the easiest exercises ever. What?
And that's the movement right there. All right, guys, so for this, the count rep is about 8 to 12, and we'll do about 3 sets of each.
Why is that guy only coming up to like 2 inches under the bar? Touch the bar, motherfucker. Hey, look, real talk, as far as a movement of upper body pulling, this is a great movement, great for LeBron. He's got long ass arms, this will be nice and challenging for him. If you grade it and progress it, find out how to load it, maybe have him wear a heavier weight vest over time, this movement can be an awesome addition to being able to make him a stronger, more muscular basketball player. So the movement is good, the justifications are generally nonsense.
All right, guys, so for our next upper body and actually the total body movement here, one of our favorites, again, is called the landmine rotational press.
So landmine rotational press, it ends up being an exercise that looks cool as a demonstration. It's great for general family fun and fitness. Like if you're in a fitness class and you're 65 years old, it's cool to get the body moving around with some load. But if you push the limiting factors, like the only reason we're in the gym for professional basketball players to push his ass, it's unlikely that this exercise is conducive to overloading both the pulling and the pushing complex at the same time. And also, it really turns into more of a grip exercise because the end of a barbell, believe it or not, is really hard to grip because it's already kind of oily, it's really, really thick, much thicker than a regular bar, and it independently rotates. So, bad news.
With this, we start with a nice wide base, nice wide stance. Really engage in the glutes, engage in the core. You load up
Engaging the glutes and core is what people say when they have nothing else to say. They just say, like, stay stable and don't round over like a question mark. It's not the same thing as engaging the glutes and the core. I think people say that just because people go, okay, core, that means I'm going to have lean abs. Glutes, that means I'm going to have a sweet ass. People are going to look at me and want to have sex with me. I think that's why people say it a lot. It has nothing to do with how anyone should ever be teaching this movement.
You know, part of LeBron's game is playing above the rim and transfer energy from the ground up into the rim, and this is exactly what that exercise is doing.
Okay. So you can't be too explosive with this exercise because you'll throw it and then it'll flip onto someone and kill them. If I want energy transfer from the ground and explosion, I would much rather see LeBron do a traditional CrossFit style thruster, which is basically a front squat that ends in a push press. You could also do a variety of weightlifting derivative movements, push presses, push jerks, squat press, all this other kind of stuff. You can do loaded jumps, you can do medicine ball throws. This is an exercise that, though looks like it sort of does triple extension, which is when you extend at your ankles, at your knees, and your hips, the jump movement, the most athletic movement that humans can do. It's only cosmetically so, because it's not ballistic. An exercise which you really want power transfer from to fuel athleticism, you want it to be powerful, which means explosive. And ballistic means at the very end of the exercise, you're throwing it. He's not throwing shit, he's just finishing the movement and locking it out. It's one of those exercises, unfortunately, there's very many of these that people do and program and trainers like to talk about. It looks athletic, but it's not nearly as athletic as it looks. For someone of LeBron's ability, I would qualify this whole workout so far as a warm-up. A warm-up to something, I'm not sure what. But if we were to take that exercise and make it something LeBron could benefit from, we would either need to do it explosively, where he gently sinks into a lunge and then blows completely back out, jumping as high as he can, or he does it for reps to build hypertrophy and build resilience, but then he would have to wear a weight vest or hold dumbbells or something, because body weight lunges are not nearly difficult enough for an athlete that can dunk a basketball. What do you get when PhD sports scientists collaborate with pro bodybuilders? The most effective muscle growth training app ever made. Get yours now.
All right, guys, so you've seen the exercises. Now let's talk about recovery.
Man, if I count, there were like 3 exercises. There's entire parts of the body totally missing. I don't know how that falls into a training week. But so far, not so good. Let's talk about recovery, since we worked so hard.
So recovery for us entails 3 different things. It's nutrition.
Nutrition, check.
It's mobility.
Does not have anything to do with recovery and mobility, but fine.
And it's a little bit of cryotherapy at the end of the day.
Cryotherapy. Okie dokie. Cryotherapy actively reduces the hypertrophic and probably strength yield of your program. Cryotherapy is something you do when you have like back-to-back basketball games and you don't want to be sore from one of the games into the other game. You do some cryotherapy immediately after that first game or really hard practice is concluded, so that you never start to make the positive adaptations to your body to begin with. And thus the positive adaptations, they're awesome once you get them, but during the time that you're getting them, you're going to be stiff and sore. Like if you train your legs really hard, your legs get sore. A few days later, they heal. If you need to be on point and use your legs a ton that day after, you don't want them sore. So if you do cryotherapy right after your leg workout, your legs will get much less sore, not sore at all. They won't grow. They won't adapt. They won't make you better. But right after the cryotherapy and the next day, you'll actually feel really, really fresh and you'll feel like, oh, I can do this again. So cryotherapy is excellent in the context of professional sports. If we're dealing with baseball players, hockey players, basketball players, that there's a couple of games in a row where they have to be on, you want to give them cryotherapy after every game. That's a very, very good idea. In a normal training environment, which is, I assume, where he's going, and where we just spent an entire session trying to elicit positive adaptations like gains in strength and hypertrophy, cryotherapy is actually going to work backwards, going to work against us. And the fact that this gentleman doesn't know that means he...
This panel was organized by Progressive Victory and Brianna Wu. And Brianna has had COVID and got sicker again this morning, and she tested positive. So she has been incredible in leading the construction of this and a lot of the events that have happened this week leading up to this point, which may come up in this conversation. And so we're here to carry this on, this panel, but she's greatly missed. My name is Sam. I'm the project director of Progressive Victory, which Brianna and I have been working together on setting this up. And we're just really really excited to bring together a bunch of the content creators who've been some of the most prominent voices on the left, the liberal left axis in the progressive content space, and have been coming together this week to meet with
What is Ven talking about? Cheating is ruining PvP in World of Warcraft. Let's take a look and see. Let's take a look and see exactly what he's talking about.
I want to talk about something really, really fast, okay? So before we get into the queue, this is something that
Can you guys hear
I've been wanting to talk about for a while, and I've kind of kept it on the down low because I feel like it's not something that I want to get out.
How's that?
It's not something that I want to get out, which might sound weird that I'm making a video about it, but I feel like it's out there enough now that people are probably going to abuse it, and I would rather attention be brought to the subject rather than be kind of hush-hush about it and only a small number of people know about this. There's a few different topics that I want to talk about today. Okay, so we found it.
All right.
So this is the first thing that I want to talk about.
What are we seeing?
There's a kick bot macro in World of Warcraft. So it's not exactly a kick bot, but you can actually make conditional macros in the game. They're very advanced conditional macros. So you can make a macro that will only interrupt if somebody's casting. Okay, so I'm going to show you an example of this. Okay, so you can see he made this macro, and he is spamming kick, which is called muzzle for a survival hunter. Okay, you can just spam the button over and over and over and over and over and over, and then the millisecond they start casting, it automatically casts. So this is not a bot. I don't want to say that it is botting, but it is a conditional macro that you can make and have been able to make for a long time. Now, this functionality does not work with focus macros or arena 123 macros. It only works with target macros. So I don't know why that is. I don't know if they...
Okay. This is definitely fucking kickbotting, by the way. So this is, I don't care what macro this is. Guys, this is literally saying you can mash your kick button and it literally will not go off until there's a cast. So you cannot miss kick. It is impossible to miss kick with this macro. He's literally spamming the kick button, right? He's spamming his muzzle right here and it doesn't go off. It doesn't go off until the guy casts. This is literally kickbotting in a nutshell. This is exactly what kickbotting is. I don't understand. Like, it's just crazy. It doesn't go off until the like, how is this not blatantly cheating? What?
Just fix this before the game literally gets ruined. I feel like people have already been abused.
Yeah, for sure.
He says, please note that there's a chance of getting banned if you use this, just posting it for exposure. I do not recommend you use this. Please don't use it. There is a, like, I don't want to say there's a good chance it'll get banned. Maybe there's no chance. I don't know, but it's sketchy as fuck is what I would say. For people that are wondering, it's a bug and bannable because clear target works like this. Clear focus and arena 123 are blocked. So this functionality of like only working on certain conditions.
Yeah, guys, this is for sure kickbotting and cheating, and literally people in the AWC do this, and like hella high-rated players. What a joke. Can you believe that? Guys, I can't believe that anyone could try to say this isn't blatantly cheating. That's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, what are we saying, guys? What? Obviously, this is bullshit.
Focus, and it doesn't work with arena 123 macros, which is very interesting. But you can make even crazier macros. For example, you can make a macro for Hodge. So
this guy says, bro, I play Shadow Priest. All these macros don't work for me. Dude, Shadow Priest doesn't have a kick. What are you talking about? Guys, we're gonna run an ad right now. Let's get a reset here. Guys, this is Jesus Christ. I don't think this guy even knows what his own class does. What is he talking about? Yeah, guys, this is blatant kickbotting. I mean, this is a joke. Like, there's no way this should be allowed. Like, this should be bannable. I can't believe that people just do this shit. Like, this is crazy. What a disgusting thing. Like, this exists. I can't believe I've been missing out. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, everyone said people from Europe do this shit, and it showed. It definitely showed, for sure. There's no way they were landing this many interrupts with that high of a land rate with 200 ping. It's impossible. There's absolutely no chance. Versus literally the best casters in the game faking with PI, all this haste and shit. No fucking way. Of course not.
So this is the macro right here, okay?
Yeah, like these are pretty troll anyways. Like, it won't hodge if there's a grounding totem down. Like, that's fried anyways. Like, I mean, yeah, these are dumb too. These also shouldn't exist. But I don't think these are nearly as bad as, like, you know, the interrupt thing. Like, that kick thing is crazy.
What it'll do is, if the target, like, this is how crazy this is. If the target has the buff grounding totem, you can't use hodge. So it's basically a way for your grounding, your hodge to never get grounded. So you can literally make this for kind of any spell. Like, if a target has X buffs, then don't cast X for everything, for example. You can do it with Ice Block and Master Spell, I think, as well. There's another one that he made where you can't intim into Fade.
The spiders of the Searing Gorge are an invaluable source of Shadow Silk. As you know, Shadow Silk is highly sought after by the artisans of our trade. Recently,
so did you see that? He was spamming intimidation, and it did not go off when he had the Fade debuff.
Without so much
Okay?
as a thought
So little things like that, you just, it's actually crazy what you can do.
The first task I ask of you then is a simple
with
one.
these type of
Find
macros,
them and end them. Begin your search to the north.
Dude, Carl is calling him out right here. Look, people have used this for months. Guess it's finally public though. Who is your source? Yeah, it's obvious. It's like, dude, yeah, it is so weird. I don't know if, like, I don't know if some people really think like this kind of shit is not cheating. I don't know how fucking stupid you could be, right? Am I crazy? Am I a moron for thinking that this is like beyond blatantly obvious nonsense that should not be allowed and this is absolutely cheating? Like, what? How is this not, like, immediately everyone's saying the same thing? Like, yeah, this is a joke. Like, this should not be allowed.
Like I
Like,
said, for the last couple of months, I've known about them. I've known people are using them, but I've tried to keep it on the DL because I thought it would actually get fixed. Because I didn't want everyone running around with this bullshit. But
yeah, people will sit here and say that it's in the game, so therefore it's not cheating. It's like, dude, this is literally what a kick bot does. You literally cannot miss kick. It's impossible to miss the kick.
But, I feel like it's one of those things that some attention needs to be brought to it, I suppose. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is, this is a video that Robots made that I think we should watch, okay? So we'll do a little watch party for this one.
Okay, what is this?
We'll go into this clip. This is a clip. Look at what this auto hotkey can do. It's actually insane. So we're gonna watch this.
Okay, let's see what happens.
Listen to it and explain.
What Pokemon does to do 80k DPS, 90k DPS, more than any other Ellie. When you play Ellie, you use Flame Shock. Flame Shock gives you instant level for procs, and you use the proc. Procs. Proc. If you don't have an instant proc, use Earth Shock, use your proc. So, Flame Shock everything, use your procs, Earth Shock, proc. Yes, loss. If you have an instant proc, to use Earth Shock to give you an instant proc because you lose the free Lava Burst. Now, Pokemon's when he plays, he always only uses the instant Lava Burst procs and only Earth Shocks when he doesn't have instant proc. Even if it procs back to back and so quick that you wouldn't even know that you're gonna get. Most people are gonna be, you know, leaving if they don't think they're gonna get it. You don't see it halfway through global. You don't see it right there. You Earth Shock and you just get it back. But no matter what, when I watch him, he always gets the instant Lava Burst no matter what when he plays Earth Shock. I think it's with a program like Razor Synapse or Auto Hot.
Wow, we're back to auto hotkey.
What is Razor Synapse? What does this even mean? You can do this in Razor settings?
Auto hotkey, let's go, baby. And this auto hotkey is not just a program you can use. It's actually functionality that's built into this program right here. So if you use a Razor product, you can literally, it's actually software that they have.
Or ICW using an auto hotkey. So if you make a macro that just casts Earth Shock and Lava Bursts, and you can like put in different values, and I don't really know what these values should be. This could probably be a lot more efficient. This is just what I had to put in to like kind of get it to work. You get flame shocks up on everything.
So look at this. Look what he does now. He just puts flame shocks everything, and then he literally holds down one button, and it does his rotation perfectly. He literally just holds down one. Watch this.
And I can just hold this button. It will always use instant lava burst. As soon as it procs, and it only use earth shock to remove this.
Holding down one button.
What the fuck?
140 FPS.
Shadow trance.
He will never even stand still and hard cast a lava burst. He's always jumping around. So this one, jumping around, I'm only holding in number 2 while scraping left and right.
What is going on?
The lava burst. He uses earth shock. Not just be this rock basic spam basic like that.
Bro, auto hotkey is also fucking cheating. I mean, guys, this is a joke. Like, I can't even believe this. This first came to light from all the Europeans on Wrath doing this shit, where it's just like mashing your buttons faster than you humanly can, and like this is also bullshit. Like,
actually give them cooldowns.
I didn't know you could do that on the keyboard though.
Yeah.
That is
So,
crazy.
What do you guys think about that, huh? Just so basically, to do unfucking believable DPS, from what I understand, is you literally just put your flame shocks up. That's all you're worried about, and then you just hold down one button. It just literally will spam.
Yeah, dude, like all the streamers now like admit to using it. Guys, I don't use any of this shit. This is fucking nonsense.
Rocks for you and Earthshock for you. Pretty
Why-
crazy,
why-
huh?
Can they even stop
Pretty
that?
crazy. So that leads me to another post from Infernion. He says, I've been talking about auto hotkey and how broken it can be for a while now. This is a very small example, yet top players using auto hotkey will try to convince you it's not cheating, and it's just easier on the wrists. or
Yeah.
the wrist zone. It's not a cooldown, it's against the TOS and cheating. Several players have been using auto hotkey on yours for years to get an unfair advantage. That leads to a lot of speak about this because they're not doing it. Native C admins okay. Anyways, yeah.
Oh, gotta run.
Crazy. Like, how many people actually use this? You know, and it's becoming a lot more popular, and it's really disheartening to see these type of like, things like auto hotkey and rotation bots. And I feel like it's getting out of control. I know Blizzard did make a post saying like they worked really hard on trying to stop it. It's an arms race, but it's crazy. I don't know. This really has no way to doing this. It's actually true. From what I understand, you actually can identify people doing this. Number one, nothing on your character. Okay, so first of all, nothing on your character is good. Every macro you have, every post that you make, they all go through the Blizzard servers. They can see this. They can see how many inputs you're doing, okay? And they can also see every macro that you're using. So it's not one of those things that is completely undetectable. You know what I mean?
Guys, is everybody cheating? Is every fucking Tyrant player a cheating fuck? Is that what's going on? Is that what's happening? All these shitters from back in the day, I've been farming since I'm 13. Now they're all cheating. That's why these people suddenly are harder to fight? What is happening? This is crazy. Everyone's fucking kickbotting now. Everyone's got their 10,000 APM. Like what? What is going on?
I mean, maybe I don't fully understand it, but as far as I know, that is totally a thing. But yeah, I posted this functionality completely ruins the competitive integrity of the game. I'm hoping this gets.
Yo,
fixed.
this for sure should be bannable, 100%. Like, you should not be allowed to use auto hotkey or anything like that. You should have to hit your own buttons, and then this kickbotting shit is obviously kickbot. Like, this is crazy.
To be honest with you. But I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on that? Like, what are your guys' thoughts on the whole auto hotkey thing and punishable by death?
It's definitely cheating, bro, for sure.
I mean,
here.
Okay, what's he talking about now?
Here's another one. Okay, this is lesser. Okay, this is lesser, but I don't even like. Is there anyone in Duotar that can come duel me really quick? Actually, I'll just go to the target dummies. This is lesser, but I don't like this. I'm gonna show you guys something really quick. Okay, I'm gonna show you a cast sequence macros, and this, like, I personally believe even cast sequence macros are a bit sketchy. I don't like cast sequence macros. Okay. So this is a macro
What
that
the
somebody gave
fuck
me on
is
my
this
sub.
macro?
Now I don't like using it.
Shadow Dance, Kidney Shot, Shadow Strike, Eviscerate Symbol, Shadow Strike, Cold Blood, Secret Tech, Cheap Shot, Bro, one button hits fucking 20 things?
I'm not using it. I tried it in a game. I don't really like it. But even look at this. I named it as cheat. But, you know, some people say it's not that big of a deal. But, I don't know. Well, let's take a look. You guys can decide for yourself how you feel about this cast sequence macro, okay? I'm just gonna, okay, so all you have to do for this cast sequence macro is get full combo points, and then literally hands off the keyboard, I just spam one button, and it's gonna do my whole rotation. Watch this. So that's like a full kitty shot burst combo, uses like fucking 8 globals.
That's so fried. Mercy, think that even through some. I've never been a fan of cast sequence macros.
So, even
I always said that people having to hit that shit, you don't actually know what you're doing, so it doesn't actually like you don't really know what's going on or what's happening. I mean, all of these things are so dumb. I feel like people should have to hit all their buttons, and you should actually have to try to interrupt people without having it just guaranteed from some kind of cheating script. What is going on here? That's crazy, guys. That is crazy. This is
things
all
like that
bad.
I don't really like. I know that's probably like cast sequence macros are one of those things that I don't know. People probably don't mind it as much as some of the other things, but even that
My
I feel like
wrist.
is so goofy. Spamming one button. Those are more for PvE. PvP not so much. Yeah, but you say that, but this macro literally is doing my stun lock rotation. Like,
guys, this is insane. Well, we've watched it, guys. There is, I guess this is more common. There is more cheaters than we would have predicted or thought that are using these kick things and these auto hotkeys. Like, this is outrageous, guys. What is going on? How is all this common? Yeah, guys, that shit is fried. I didn't realize that. I don't even know how many people are using that shit. WTF, people are using kick macros to land 100% kick rate. Do people use these commands in tournaments too?
Excellent work, adventurer.
It should be impossible to miss a kick, I guess, because you just press the interrupt when they're casting. It's just that simple.
They call themselves
yeah, guys,
the
this is
Cutthroat
all bad.
traders that will sell,
This is not it.
trade,
This
and
is
do
not
just
good.
about anything.
That's a huge upgrade.
It gets worse, adventurer. They have set up a base of operations here in the Searing Gorge. Trademaster Kovich is heading up the operation and has close ties with the Dark Iron Dwarves of the region. We must strike hard and send a message to their leadership. Slay Trademaster Kovich and his minion, Clunk. Bring back his trader's satchel when the job is done. To the cauldron.
Alright.
Today's going to be a very special episode.
Oh, Elite Quest, I missed it. Yo, yo. Yo, 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 yo. Can you share the quest? You can't share. He shared. Want a piece of me? I don't damage him. What is this?
Run away! Run! What are you doing? Run!
That's crippling.
Bro, what are you doing? Why isn't the hunter...
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Dude, the hunter's not even doing anything. Yeah, let him kill that guy. Who cares about him?
Yeah, feign death. Feign.
Feign death, man. Okay, alright, big damage. Here we go, here we go.
I don't think we can do this, chat. My crippling isn't applying either.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
On. Huh?
Bro. That stupid bitch feigned death? I can't believe it. What a little rat.
Huh? Double stun.
Don't touch what
No. Triple stun. What is that?
That's reality. Yep. Jesus, bro, I would be so fucking pissed. I would be running away so fast. Is that guy text-to-speech? Nope, that's real life. Hardcore hype? Hardcore hype? Yep. Okay, let's see the health bars here. All right, the daily Scarlet Armory run for the Ravager. Here we go. Oh, the Myrmidons are going to enrage because they're at low health, and then he's going to get aggro on them, and they're going to one-shot him because of the attack speed. I don't have a time. It's going to happen right about now.
Daniel, help! Daniel!
Oh no!
What are you doing?
Wow. Daniel really fucked up, huh? Yep, Daniel really fucked up. That's just the way it goes.
I fucking hate Alliance so goddamn much, man.
No!
Yeah, he
Fucking
just does so
loser.
much damage.
No, bro! Fuck!
What are you doing?
Got annihilated.
Oh my god, bro!
What are you doing? True. They root. Actually, no, I'm not sure if these root. Yeah, I don't know if I don't think they do. Jump, jump, jump. Bro, he's fine. He's fine. He's good. He's actually totally good. I don't think they root. I think the only Dragon Maw guys that root are the ones that are on the other quest with like the catapults. Come on, bro. Like, what are you doing? I want this guy to live just because of the music. 3%?
Does this not work? Cool.
Wow. That's pretty impressive,
I hope you
guys.
get hit by a bus in real life. You die a horrible
should've
death.
healed.
Fucking
True.
faggot. You get no honor for killing me, by the way. None.
Yeah, things
Fucking
are going
small
pretty
dick
well.
version.
How do you do this? How do you fucking do this? What's going on? I think they're dead. I do.
Please, please. No, potion.
Oh, Paladin's down. Paladin dead. There it is. There's the healer. Well, I guess we got this guy too. He's also young. Bro, I would be running away. Yeah, join that guild quick. You're so done. And there's also going to be patrols. He's about to run to a patrol right here. Should be right here in this next room. Get ready. Oh, they're not even gonna get to
Alright,
the
we'll do
patrols.
this later.
Oh, there they are, right there. See that? They didn't think about the fucking patrols.